Hey traders, Daniel here with ImproveYourTrades.com, and today I'm joined by my father, Peter. Say hello, Dad.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
So today we're going to start a new series. This is episode 1 where we talk about stocks, just father, son, just mess around talking stocks like we always do, but figured we could probably help a couple people in the process or talk about your ideas. So if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments. We're going to do this once a week, every Wednesday, maybe Thursday. But if it gains traction, maybe we could do it, twice a week or something. Um, so Dad, quick intro about you. Tell people, you know, your experience in the stock market, where, when you started, if you have any notable, experiences in the market, good or bad.
Oh, sure, absolutely. I kind of found it growing up, I was a big sports fan. And then all of a sudden, I went from the sports fan to the financial page. And I'm 64 years old. So back in the 1970s, which is a long time ago for some of you people, I started at that time, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was at running around 900 points. And now it's at all time high 40,000. So imagine if I would have stuck to it and invested just $100 a week into any of the popular stocks like Ford, IBM. Right now, I would be a very wealthy man. But my interest wavered back and forth. So the last 10 years, I've just been looking at the market again and just trying to find a solid foundation how to invest in either high dividend stocks or in option stock or buy options on some of the stocks. So, both Daniel and I will just share our history and see how we could help others.
Yeah. And I've been trading for about 7 years now. I started out in Forex, and that was nuts, trading currencies. And then I went into the stock market. But again, like with my dad and my grandpa growing up, like they were always interested into stocks. And again, like with my grandfather, like he was looking in the newspaper, looking at stocks. And now we just, pull it up on our phone and we got everything we need. So, but yeah, some notable. I've had some ups and downs in the market for sure, but it's a fun ride. It's great, and over time, with dividends and multiple different ways to invest. You just pick up some tips, and over time, your account grows. Right, you're gonna have the ups and downs, but as long as you over time are learning from your mistakes and making the right decisions, you're gonna be okay. So I guess my next question, right? Let's talk about, I guess, some stocks. Did you bring any stocks that you wanted to discuss, or do you want me to just go through what
Well, I
happened
mean,
today?
yeah, I mean, recently the sectors I've been following has been the auto sector,
Oh, nice.
and like Ford or General Motors, two of the American stocks versus other stocks like Toyota or Honda, and then also the financial stocks, a lot of the big banks. So and as those stocks, it seems that with today's economy, you would think that people were still buying cars, but both Ford and General Motors are at a very low time. Uh, and the financial market is also, now they're saying the financial markets are doing well again. So Daniel is going to bring up
That's what
Ford.
they're saying. Yeah. So here's Ford. Here's what Ford looks like. Um, to me, Ford is looking like it's at a really solid support level. This is the daily chart, right? This is the last year. Um, each candle is a day, represents a day. It looks like a pretty solid support right here, that it's, but again, like who knows? Who knows, if it's just bouncing and it's going to go test it again because it was down what was it down today? Like 3% today. Um but that's Ford. But again, like when things are down, that's you don't look at it as like, oh, it's losing. Maybe it's at a discount, it's like shopping with coupons, like um maybe this does go back up. Looks pretty good though.
Right. And looking at this chart, this is, looking at it from a technical standpoint, which, gives you some insight of where the stock has support and where it's being when it's testing its top levels and the resistance levels. And that's why that purple line is there. It marks, it seems how it's not coincidental that, uh, from that high back in, looked like August or July, and then all of a sudden it hit, and that line touched it again. So the stock seems to be trending lower until it surpasses that high in January. The stock is still trending down. Probably go back to that support level again. And that would be a great opportunity for Ford, but
Yes.
we'll see.
And again, did I mention the disclaimer? I don't think I did in the
No, you
video
did
that
not.
says, right, do not take our advice. I'm a web developer, so I'm not a financial guy, but I do trade my own investments just like my dad. So don't, if you lose your money, that's on you. Just make sure you do your research and getting into trades that you are comfortable with. And with that being said, also, as we're talking about Ford or any stocks in these videos, we don't currently hold a position in any of them. We may get in later, but as of recording this video, we don't have any positions in any of these stocks that we are discussing. Okay, so Ford, and then what I like to do is I like to scroll down. Again, this is FinViz. We'll have the links in the description, so you can check all these links out. On FinViz, you could scroll down about halfway. You could see what the media is saying about it. So you could see, read different, there's talking about a Ford recall, tax reimbursement, 4 billion hit to fourth, so Ford is struggling as far as their fourth quarter results. But again, when the media writes something, you don't take it as a buy or sell signal. You just read into it and say, okay, why did they, do terrible for fourth quarter? Does that mean they're going to be, doing better in the first quarter? Stocks can't always go down. I mean, I guess some do die, a very slow, horrible death. But so then again, FinViz, I like to scroll down. FinViz is one of my favorites. I like to scroll down more and see what the insiders are doing, what the executives are doing. You have the president and CEO just picking up a couple, so it looks okay. It's not, not everyone's dumping their position all at once. It looks like there was sales last March, so not too much on that front. And then if you scroll down about, again, halfway down the page on FinViz, you could see like a Twitter feed just for Ford. So you could see what retail traders are saying, what the public are saying about it, you know. Sometimes you'll see some inappropriate stuff on there, but it's basically like, you could see what the media is saying, you could see what the insiders are doing, and then you could see what the public thinks about it too. So that's why I like FinFiz. Again, the links will be in the description below. All right, Dad, what's the next one? You said Ford and then
On this one here, let's switch over to the barchart.com and
okay.
let's see what bar chart has to say about Ford.
Yeah, because bar chart has that one cool thing where it's like, so I love trading sentiment. I love looking at where big money's at, and then I like seeing where the public's at, because the public now, retail traders, they can move some companies, they get a lot of blame for like meme stocks and stuff, but like retail moves in droves, so like they could just pile into a stock, and all, if they decide Ford is the thing, like, who knows? But I like the sentiment tracker. I don't see it. There was like a thing where it was like, where is it? There was one where it was like, most people are selling, right? I think Fidelity has that too. Let me do Fidelity. Fidelity Ford. Because I thought, we'll check that later. That's fine. Okay, so so here's bar chart Ford. Um, I thought they had
And from
like
a
a, go ahead.
and from a technical standpoint, in the upper right hand corner in bold red, it's recommending this is a strong sell.
Right.
So, and one thing about stocks, whether you're a novice getting into the stock market trying to make some extra money, the one thing, the one of the cardinal rules is do not fall in love with the stock. This one here is telling you do not buy it at this time. It's still not reached its bottom yet. So if you are have an interest in Ford after you've done some research, you can look at this in here, and it's telling you right now it's not a buy yet. So maybe it's going to go ahead and test those lows that we saw in FinViz.
Yeah, definitely. And see, this is a great point to always check multiple resources, you know. A lot of people just get their news from Yahoo and they make their decisions as based off of Yahoo alone, you know, and you should check multiple, you know, see what people are saying. Um, yeah, okay. So what do you think in the next month? What do you think Ford is going to do? So we could come back to this video 30 days from now and be like, you know,
Yeah, I think Ford will continue its downward trend, and it's going to go ahead and test its lows again at 950 and have a double bottom, or
okay.
another is going to touch its support level again. And let's see if the sales have improved on their portfolio of cars. Right now Ford's trying to make an impact on their EV sales. So I would think in the next 30 days, Ford will still be a sell, not a buy opportunity quite yet, and can come back and test its lows.
Okay. I think it's going to be pretty sideways. I think, you know, it's going to be real neutral because it's just like, you know, it's at a spot where it's like a lot of traders will be watching it, but you know, when that happens, nothing happens. I also wanted to note on if you scroll down Finviz a little bit, uh, UBS downgraded them last week. So from buy to neutral. So that's another
And
thing to, you know,
yeah, and those downgrades by those type of companies have a huge impact
yeah, they
on
do.
the retail market or on the sentiment. Those are paid professionals, have put time into researching the stock. So, that, and try not to go against the flow sometimes. But all like Daniel mentioned, always double check several of these websites. That way you could, confirm that that person is making the right decision.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, you know, my experience back in the day, you know, Twitter was real bad about spreading false, you know, or like Twitter, like there would be bots that would pretend to be people and be like, "Oh, I love Tesla or I love Nvidia, check it out," you know, and like, yeah. So again, just do not trust anything you read on the internet, but we've been saying that for like 50 years now. So, okay, so what's our time looking at?
Um, about another 13 minutes.
Cool. So what's another one? You said financial sector.
Yeah,
Let's check out
let's go to
financial sector.
the financial market. Let's go Wells Fargo, which has always been up.
Oh, my favorite.
Wells Fargo is,
They're
been in the news the last,
yeah,
3 to 5 years,
yeah.
and
Oh,
but
I got
let's see where
one.
they're at.
Hold on, I got Wells WFC. Look at them. See, I mean they're up, man. I don't think they should be up though, but that's my own, you know, that's they're all-time highs, right? Or
Right,
last
right,
year, all-time
yeah.
highs. So, you know. Okay, so let me write that down. WFC. All right. So what do you think about this one?
And this one here looks like it has, you know, it reached its support level and bounced up back in October, November. And you could see from there, it just continued to go upward, and it exceeded its high back in July, August. So, that purple line is going upward, versus the Ford stock that was going downward. So this stock I also look at to go, higher in the next 30 days
Okay.
by at least 10% or so.
Higher. So you think it's gonna break
Yes,
the
I think it
all-time
will
high and
continue.
then
Yeah, I think it will continue to, make money, and be able to exceed its previous all-time high back in mid-December.
okay. I don't think
Now,
that.
let's go to bar chart and see if this tells us this is a buy, or what does bar chart say from a technical
I
standpoint?
bet you bar chart's gonna say, you know, they're
Strong
gonna say
buy.
two thumbs up. Let's I'm
Yeah,
like,
let's
dude,
see.
at all-time highs? I don't know
Right.
about that. I'm not an all-time high, you know. They're
Strong
yeah,
buy.
strong buy, dude, 96%. What on
So,
Wells Fargo?
and that's hard to believe. So, and Wells Fargo, as you can see from October to now, it's a conservative moving stock. It's only moved up 9 points. So this one here, if it's a strong buy, so it's telling from bar charts point of view, this is going to continue to ride. It's a bull market for this stock.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
people are buying it and making money. And look at FinViz, and those purple lines still keep on showing upward,
Yeah.
an upward trend.
Yeah. Yeah. You could see the purple at the top and the blue on the bottom. It has like a little channel, but
Correct.
it's kind of, it's testing the top of the channel. And for me personally, I'm more value, right? I like to buy when things are towards the blue line, because then it gives me more, in my personal opinion, like a higher possibility of it going up versus going down, but it could go either way. I mean, that's the stock market. Um, so let's scroll down still on Wells Fargo, FinViz. Odeon downgrades it from buy to hold. So they're saying, so look at these downgrades. It's gotten 3 downgrades in January this month.
Right.
But bar charts like, no, don't listen to those guys. So, who knows? It could be a toss up. Usually again, I'll look at the news title, I'll look at the titles first and then read more into the article depending on what article it is or what stock I'm looking into. Usually if I know a stock pretty well, like if I follow it, I don't need to read every article. I know like what they're going to say at certain levels, right? So a lot of times the news, when it's at an all-time high, they'll be like, dude, you got to buy this stock. It's so awesome. It's amazing. But that's a really bad decision, right? It's like you have more of a chance to lose money than you do making money, theoretically. So again, if the news is if multiple news sources, again, FinViz will show you Wall Street Journal, Reuters, Insider Monkey, Yahoo, all those people, they'll show you what they're all saying today. And if they're all telling you, buy this thing, it's incredible, it's the best stock since sliced bread, then just back up a little bit and be like, okay, let me think about this. So, yeah, I mean, we could dig into this more later, but
Well, I agree with Daniel. So if you bought this stock back in October at 40 and now it's at 49, you've made, about 20% on your money from the 40 to the 48, 49. So this could be a time to go ahead and take profits, go ahead and get out since it's touching that upper level
yeah.
and let it retrace back down to a level so you can rebuy it again. Because there's a big, there was a big jump you know, uh, from those bottom lows to where it's at now.
Yeah, this is November right here. So October, it hit the first support and then went up mid-October and then tanked. And then from pretty much beginning of November, it's been on a run. And that's a pretty good run. Like if you got in November, like you should definitely be, taking profits at that point, especially like when you're going to test this resistance up here. So yeah, it's been on a really good run. That's why I'm like, and then it's kind of like triple topping right now. It like hit here and then it's testing again and then it's going to test again. So is it going to break out or it has some strong candles, this candle is really strong right here. So who knows? Again, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, look at the insiders, the executives, what are they doing? The director in November bought some. Doesn't look like much though. So you have to look at that too. Sometimes it'll be like, oh yeah, they bought, yeah, but they only bought enough to or sold enough to cover taxes or whatever. So okay, so you said that one you think it's going higher.
Correct. I,
I,
I, I think it'll test that high and I
yeah,
think exceed it, maybe go up to the,
yeah.
mid 50s, 54, 55, and then
Okay.
maybe at that point
All right.
exhaust itself and trace back.
Cool. Then I'll go the other way and I'll say I don't think it's going to be above 50 in 30 days. So but it's cool. We get to see, how it turns out. Okay, what's another one? Different sector.
Let's go to oils. Let's go to Exxon Mobil.
Yeah, Exxon. That's again one of my favorites. I traded this a couple years ago. I haven't been in this. Looks pretty honestly, it looks pretty red. First glance at these candles, there's a lot of red candles. Red sticks out to me in this. But that's okay. So what do you think about this one?
See, on this one here, we've looked at 3 stocks now, and 2 to 3 have that downward trend, purple line. So it's telling you that this stock did top out, and this could be like Wells Fargo that we discussed. We don't know that, But from this point of view, it topped off and now it's continued to go making new lows on new lows. So this one here, I think is going to continue to stay sideways at the low end for another 30 days. So I don't expect it to trade. I think I expect to trade in a narrow range in the next 30 days,
Yeah.
uh, around the same price level.
Yeah. Because it looks like the previous supports over here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches around here, were all at the $100, you know? So it's struggling at 100 and now it's at 99 and it's probably going to struggle to get above 100, you know?
I
Um,
agree. I
but
agree.
yeah, so I'll go with that. I'll just say it's not going to be over 100.
Yeah,
Definitely not over 106 or nothing like that, you know?
no, the way it looks like, I think it probably end up in the before it's all done, maybe in the mid 80s, maybe 85, 88, and then try to get some support level there. And let's see
Yeah.
what the price of oil is.
Yeah. I think 90 will be a very strong support. So I don't think it would get under 90. I think, you know, but who knows?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking, okay, then with your 90, no, I think it's going to go lower. I say 85, 86 will be its final support level.
Okay, cool. How's our timer looking?
Timer's about 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Okay. All right. So we did auto, financial, and oil. And then what's one more? Do you have
Okay,
one
and
more?
then one more sector. Let's go into what else can we go to? Let's go to the Facebook. Let's go to the social media world.
All right.
I mean,
I haven't looked
Facebook
at
has been.
Oh, look at Facebook. My
Let's look at
goodness.
Facebook.
Let me tell you something. I don't think that's accurate. I don't think Facebook is, I don't feel like Facebook's invented anything in the last like 3 years or 4 years. You know, they're just kind of like coasting off of their brand. But my option on, that's my opinion on this company. But the stock looks to be doing a different thing, right? Like it looks like, you know, it looks like a company that's growing and strong and amazing. Um, so
And the price of the shares of the stock reflect that. So even though they're coming out with a few new, you know, games or that
yeah,
new video thing you put on your face or whatever it's
yeah,
called, you know, and their advertising must be generating some extra
yeah,
revenue.
yeah,
But Facebook has a lot of competition,
yeah,
from
definitely.
TikTok and from Snapchat or Twitter, or whatever. So
Yeah,
yeah, but it's amazing. This talk again. This is now we're 2 for 2. This talk is definitely on. If you follow those purple lines, a lot of support. It does test it, but it always tests it with a near high. So this talk
yeah,
here
it
continues
really
to run
does.
upward.
Yep.
So, and looking at this chart of this stock, always think of this chart as a trend that you want to see on the stocks that you purchase. If it if it makes a newer high above the lower high, then that trend's upward. So there's some common sense knowledge right there, and always continue to buy that. Once it goes below that bottom line, then go ahead and sell to take your profit.
Right. Did a little pop-up just pop up or no?
No,
Okay, good. It popped up on my screen. I'm just making
okay,
sure. We have like 3 minutes left.
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So
Well, let me just, so yeah, we'll just finish off with this. This is a stock where, you know, me personally, I feel like the company is underperforming. You know, when you talk to friends and family members and everyone dislikes this one company, it's like that's the sentiment, you know, and it's like that is not showing a strong company. The stock might look great, the numbers might look great, right? The balance sheet, but like when it comes down to it, you know, I believe Facebook will eventually be replaced, you know, or whatever they're doing. Instagram's keeping them afloat, but you know, like my dad said with this stock, you know, how could you stay away from this? You know, it's like it just keeps going up, and you know, it's a pretty safe one because see, look, even all the upgrades and downgrades, you know, the analyst upgrades, They're just saying, yeah, just hold on to it, keep it. News, of course, is like, here's the other thing. Anytime anyone mentions AI in anything now, their stock goes through the roof. So Facebook is like, oh yeah, we're gonna put AI in our stuff. It's like, well, so anything, AMD, Nvidia, these things that just say AI or are working on AI. But look at this, Dad. You scroll down and you see the insider trading. Check out Zuckerberg. Like, this is the last month. Zuckerberg and the chief legal officer have just been selling. There's no buying in here,
Right,
right?
because they know that right now they've been given a gift. The price of
Right,
the shares of their stock
right.
is at 390.
Is
So
that our
yeah,
timer?
yeah, that's our timer.
But
So
you see
we
what I
have two
mean?
minutes left.
So it's like the stock says incredible, but then you have the CEO himself, right? Just
Taking
dumping.
profits. So
It's like,
if you
what?
bought this stock 6, 9 months ago, take profits.
Yeah,
For it to go above 390, another
yeah,
50, 60 points, is it
yeah,
worth it
yeah,
to go ahead and tank? You
yeah.
know,
Because
I
look, it's going to be testing 400 soon. It's at 390, so 400 is a big number.
so
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
like
Well,
so go ahead.
no, go ahead. Your last thoughts.
My last thought is that like on Meta here, sometimes also that's going to be an influence, and I don't know if you could find it, Daniel, is the next earning report.
Yeah, it's on
Earnings
here.
always,
February 1st, after market
February
close.
1st. So let's see what happens on February 1st to the stock. And it will run up another 10% if they come out with very
So
strong earnings. Their guidance has improved for 2024. And if it's the opposite, if they are losing their guidance for 2024 or they've downgraded, that stock could drop down, more than 10% in
yeah,
one
it'll
given
go
day
back
on
to where it
February
was.
1st.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um,
I agree with Danny. This stock here, there's really nothing new that you could think why this stock should be at 390,
yeah,
but it is.
yeah. And I follow social media stuff a lot, so I kind of know, again, I feel like Instagram is keeping them afloat. Okay, so cool. So last thought, you said are you going above 400 in the next 30 days or below?
I say it's going to go above 400 just based on the trend.
Yeah,
I'm looking at about 415 before it starts to reverse itself,
yeah,
depending on that earnings, but it will go above 400.
yeah. I would personally say below 400, but this thing is just, it's not stopping. So it's like a train, right? You can't stop it. So who knows? Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. That's it
Thanks for
for,
watching.
on behalf of my father, Peter, and myself, Daniel, with improveyourtrades.com. If you need anything, the links will be in the description, and then you could use the contact form on improveyourtrades.com if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks for watching.